Welcome to the first episode of Imperial Lionstv for 2020. The team is gradually settling into the new year and we have the highest expectations for the whirlwind that will be the continuation of the cricket season. We start today's show with a partnership between Bridge Taxi Finance and Prudwin Preparatory School.
Today's an historical day. Behind me, as you can see, the children of Prudwin celebrating, getting autographs from Rassie van der Dissen and many other Josie Stars fans. But today's really a celebration of the Central GAUTENG Lions partnership with Prudwin Preparatory School. Prudwin have proudly donated this vehicle to assist us with the transport in our hub and RPC program, to assist with specifically the Dobsonville players that need to get to and from matches, and Prudwin being the first school to do that is really a proud moment for us as Central GAUTENG Lions.
We are embarking on a partnership with the Central GAUTENG Lions cricket, the development section of it, in donating a minibus that will hopefully add value to the lives of young people playing the game.
Recently we had a meeting with SVA. He was just looking for other ways to help. When he asked me what my biggest problem was, and I was like, transport is my biggest problem because we have 8 teams in Dobsonville and we only got one field. If all teams are playing, then 7 have to play away. And we have to hire people on the outside to give them business, but it helps big on our budget. So I said to him, transport was our problem. And he made the calls and he knows people that are connected. And one thing moved to another thing, and then I got a call to say that yes, he has organized the Kumbi, not just for Dobsonville, but for Central GAUTENG Lions.
Schools like Prudwin and many others are in privileged positions where the parents are able to take their children and take their boys and their girls to matches, whereas many of our players in the disadvantaged areas don't have that kind of support. And transport might seem a small thing to many children, but is a massive thing to some.
The reason why I love working in an environment like this is because I'm part of raising a generation of pupils that are coming from privileged environment. But why I love working here is because if we expose them enough to situations where they are made aware of the needs of less fortunate people, I know that they will be the ones that potentially could be in a situation one day where they could make a difference to less fortunate people.
Cricket is a sport I love and which we all love, and I think children and kids playing the game and club players playing the game is the lifeblood of our sport, and this just is a step in the right direction to make it more accessible for a lot more players, to make day-to-day easier for them to get to practice and to matches. From a player's side, I know what it means to these young boys.
Among the festivities of the day was a quiz session for learners where there were some great prizes up for grabs. But just how well did the kids know Lions cricket?
I think the boys got the majority of their answers correctly because I definitely believe that they are following the Mzansi Super League. They also love going down to the Wonder Stadium and watch the boys playing live. Not only that, they follow all of the games. They know exactly who made runs, whether they played in Imperial, whether they played in Nelson Mandela Bay. And it's lovely to see the enthusiasm, especially now with me testing them and them getting the answers right. I think the love for the game is certainly there.
It's always great to see like the boys, like they're very knowledgeable. The questions they ask, they talk about the players, and about the wonders, and about the Mzansi Super League. And as a player, it's great to see the level of support and passion they have for the game.
It is truly amazing to see such charity from the patriots of cricket in order to continue the development of the sport. Sometimes you just need a helping hand.
SVA Prinsloo is a great guy. Thank you very much to him. Thank you to Prudwin, the staff, the teachers, the kids, everybody. And thanks to the big boys at CGL who made it a point that we starting a relationship that would probably bring more good in the future, not just for Dobsonville, but for all the areas, hubs and RPCs in Gauteng.
The Imperial Wanderers Stadium, affectionately known as the Bullring, is among the most historically significant cricket grounds of the 21st century. The venue has staged some of the most important matches in ODI, T20 and Test match history.
So I think one of the biggest drivers in terms of our sponsorship together with CGL was really the mutual passion that both actually shared for sport as one, and then also the development of sport. I think that's very important in South Africa particularly. And I think the step further for the CGL partnership was that the CGL home is the Imperial Wanderers Stadium. And for us, the Wanderers Stadium is certainly one of the most iconic stadiums, not just in South Africa, but the world. So for us, it was also a showcase for us to bring together South Africa's best talent and to showcase them through cricket and through our passion for sport to the world.
Starting with Imperial itself as an entity which supports sport and support all the endeavors to build individual athletes to love the sport. It's so important. It's central.
The state-of-the-art design definitely makes the Imperial Wanderers Stadium the place to be.
I think the Wanderers is a unique stadium. I think because of the altitude and the way it's structured, it almost feels like everyone's on the ground, and there's few places that have got a better atmosphere. I must admit, if someone said to me I get to play one more game, you would definitely pick the Wanderers. I think the experience that you have here, the intensity, the noise levels, the atmosphere is just fantastic.
You know, the facilities, they never change. They actually get better and better. You know, when you're looking and you walk in the changing rooms today, everyone has his own corner with his own chair, whereby in the old time there was just, you know, any other changing room. There's a massive difference.
The Wanderers is such a famous, first of all, cricketing venue, but also sporting venue. So I can tell you that I finished a couple of marathons on this ground. There was a race called the City to City from Pretoria to Johannesburg. We finished on this ground. And some other events here, so it's not just cricket, it's part of Johannesburg's soul, it's part of its DNA.
What's really good about the forward-looking vision of the Imperial Wanderers, it's also not only a sporting facility, but it has aspirations to become a larger entertainment facility. So for us, it's really just about bringing people of South Africa together, not just for their passion of sport, but through other activities and entertainment avenues as well.
The iconic stadium hosted one of the greatest ODI matches, the historic 4-3-8 game. It also played host to matches during the 2007 ICC World T20, including the opening and the final.
Imperial Wanderers have had a lot of iconic events that took place here. I mean, we all remember the very famous South Africa versus Australia match a few years ago. So I think, you know, that really put it on the global platform.
With the record chasing runs, 434 in the same ground. You know, when you think of a half-time, everyone might have thought that, South Africa, you were poor, man. Not knowing that we have so much of players, Herschel Gibbs, Graham Smith, Mark Boucher, the finisher, and then myself, you know, on the last run that is needed. Bang, Mackie.
As the cricket season resumes, what can we expect from our Imperial Lions?
It's been touch and go in every single province, but I think the only thing that is left is it's momentum. All they need to do is to make sure that they have the team that it can be really give the other teams a run for their money. You've got the likes of Van der Dussen, you've got so many players that they actually played on the highest level. You know, the likes of Quinton de Kock is the captain for the Wanderers. You know, if those guys they give themselves, you know, a chance or time to come and play for the Lions, you know, they really can make a massive difference.
Imperial, as the proud sponsor of the Lions cricket team, is really putting our support and backing behind the team. They're world-class talent, they're world-class cricketers, so let's bring the trophy home.
I'm always going to be a fan of any Gauteng-based team, because I'm proud to say I ran in those days for the old Transvaal, so the white and red is very much part of me, and I'm sure, you know, just with the name Lions, can't fail.
Well, the pros have spoken, and from what they've shared, it is safe to say that the Imperial Lions are prepared to make more history at their fortress. Make sure to watch every game and join the charge. Let's get to know more about Imperial Lions player Kagiso Rabada. What's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal would have to be pap with some tomato gravy with it's called morogo, so it's like spinach and mixed with onion and tomato, and it's sauteed. And then with a nice piece of steak, maybe rump on the bone.
If you weren't a cricketer, what would you be?
I'd probably try and play another sport like rugby or football, or I'd probably study.
What is something that people don't know about you?
One thing that people don't know about me is I was in the school choir.
What is your favorite Imperial Wanderers Stadium memory?
Well, every time we play a game here, we played against England, and we're always under the pump, and we always win it when we seem to be losing. So this stadium always has a special atmosphere. I would say when we played the Pink Day here against England, and yeah, it was a nail biter, and we needed to win that game to keep the series alive.
What can we expect from the Lions for the rest of the season?
We can expect the Imperial Lions to give it their best shot. At the moment we are leading in the Sunfoil Championship, so it's been a good start so far. We just need to finish well, and then also in the white ball cricket, give it our best shot there and at least win 2 trophies again.
On that note, we wrap up this episode of Imperial Lions TV. Be sure to stay updated on what we're up to on Twitter at Lions Cricket SA, Instagram at Lions Cricket, and on Facebook as Imperial Lions. Finally, don't forget to join the charge. See you next time.
This show was brought to you by Sun International, Bass, 947, and Enza Construction.